Alright, we're here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! North American World Championship Qualifier 2018 with, state your name?
Emmanuel Hayes.
And what did you do today?
Top 32 with Paleos.
Awesome, top 32 with Paleozoic. I just want to say, man, you are fucking legendary. Like, we flew out here with you, and like we just wanted to have a good time, and you went top 32 with meta from almost 2 years ago. You've been playing this deck since it came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like almost non-stop. You know the ins and outs of this, and
100%.
You were just legendary. And like, here's the proof. There's the prize card. There's the mat, and then here's the better mat because he doesn't actually like this mat.
Hate trick stars. Can't stand them.
All right.
All right. There you go. All right.
So let's get into that profile.
Very simple. Frog engine. 3 swaps. 3 dupes, 2 Ronies, only monsters in the deck.
No hand traps?
Hand traps are for the weak. I do not believe in them.
All right then.
All right. That's all the monsters. For the spells, we have 3 cards of Demise.
How broken was that?
When I went first, I won every game that this resolved. This card has not been ashed all weekend.
Wow.
Swap Frog got ashed more than Card of Demise did. And then I have 2 Magic Planters.
How is this?
It also never got ashed. And I play so many Floodgates that sending one away doesn't matter because I'll just draw more Floodgates. And I usually just play this when I was going to kill my opponent. And it got sided out with... Whenever I sided out the anti-spells, I sided out the Magic Planters. Like, they went hand in hand. Those were always the first 5 cards in, 5 cards out. Then we have the trap cards. There's a lot of them. Starting with the Paleos. 3 Candina.
Cantina?
Yeah.
This is your own...
Canadian. I don't care. Candina.
That's the name. Paleozoic Candina.
Yes.
It's official.
Respect.
Because Candina is the only thing that got hit with this thing.
Nice.
Goki's died to this, and then Candina was the only thing I would flip.
Well, in your feature match, he Monster Reborn your Toad, and then you attempted to Candina, whatever.
The Toad?
You attempted to flip it, you negated it, and you got a Swap Frog back.
I needed to get it off the board. It had to happen.
That was an amazing play, dude.
Yeah, had to happen. 3 Dino Miscus, it's Karma Cut, hits spells, hits traps, hits monsters, outs pretty much everything, and it doesn't discard for cost, so when they negate it, it just like, cool, we just 1 for 1, I'm happy with this. And they always had to respond to this, or they just like, it breaks their board. Most boards just lose to this. 3 Anorless, it's an MST, literally just like, against Gokis it does nothing. Against Trick Strikers, I hit their field spell and it does nothing. Against Pure, I hit multi-roll and then the deck just, I can respond to their thing, so they just do nothing. That's the 3 elves for the Paleozoics. 2 Morilla, it just Foolish Burial's a trap. It's just an easy way to activate all the Paleos in my graveyard. And it's usually like the first trap I want to activate because it puts 2 in grave. So if they try to like, so I can just chain stack to get multiple guys on the board. It's just, it's names. Not gonna attempt to pronounce that name. I've never tried.
I think it's Leon Coilia or something like that.
Yeah, Leon Coilia. All right. Returns a banished card back to the graveyard, and all I do is use this to put frogs back in the graveyard to extend while also summoning other Paleos. It's just a free monster, and it makes Roni more alive for future plays. It also helps you just OTK your opponent because it gets more fuel for Ronitoden. And the more times you can summon Roni, the better, because that means you can just kill your opponent on the spot from 8,000 to 0.
The hell is this?
1 Eldonia, it gives monsters 500 attack and defense. That's literally all it does. This card helped me beat a Goki player who made the full U and drew 5 cards for their turn, and they still lost because I Gozen, Rivalried, and Gozen, and they only could stop 1, and they tried to punch the Ronin Toad and I have face down, and this made it so they couldn't punch it. and it just stopped their turn.
Is the boost permanent or only for the turn?
Just for the turn.
Okay.
But it stopped their turn because like they can't hit my 2500, so they're like, oh, you have a Gozen. Nothing on my board is big enough to punch that. I guess I pass. Bring back another Paleo, and then I just beat their face in. It's just great. One Hallucinogenia. It's a shrink. And that's literally it. It's just another trap card that I can activate, just targeting anything to extend my plays and attempt to kill my opponent. Because I didn't want to go into time ever. I just wanted to kill my opponent as fast as possible.
How many times did you go into time?
I went into time 3 times? Yeah, I went into time 3 times. Once against Goki, once against Sky Striker, Mech Knight something, and then once against Spiral Nightmare. Yeah. And then one Pinaka.
You actually played all of them.
Yes, I did. I played one of every single Paleozoic.
So something we see pretty often in Paleozoic lists is that they only play like 9. They'll play the Olanoidus, the Canadia, and the Dinomyscus, and then maybe a Leoncolia. How did you feel playing this many Paleos?
In order to kill my opponent, I need monsters. So I need as many Paleos as humanly possible.
Good
so
answer.
I can get as many monsters on the board to game you from 8,000 to 0.
I dig it.
I OTK'd more than I actually went into a grind game. It was just like, I gotta kill you. You gotta die.
Awesome.
Now for the non-Paleozoic traps. 3 lost wins. Blast from the past.
Zoo format.
Yes.
Shout outs to last year.
Everyone goes into the extra deck a million times. And the first thing they always make is the Phoenix. I hit their Phoenix, lock them down, and they make something else, and I'm like, cool, I have a free negate for next turn and a free Paleo summon. I'm golden. The fact that it's one trap that triggers twice, bringing back as many Paleos as humanly possible. Because I need as many monsters so I can OTK you. My plan was to kill them as fast as humanly possible.
And then the God cards.
3 Gozen match.
They don't match.
3 rivalry.
Yeah, the Gozens don't match. There's one comment in there.
Don't care. 3 Gozen, 3 rivalry. Best cards the entire weekend. You play this against Trick Striker, and when they activate Hornet Drone, you flip either one of these and they stop. They can no longer play cards for the rest of the turn, they're just stuck. You play these against Goki, and it's like, if they play Hornet Drone, they just stop. They don't play any more cards. Like, you flip Gozen and Rivalry, decks can't play. They sit there, they stare at the cards and like, yes, yeah, alright. And then I slowly build up a board until I can kill them all in one turn. I leave them with 1 monster until I can kill them. And that's the game plan. Like, leave you with 1 dude and then kill you. Also, these cards right here, a Goki player made the entire U, had Soul Charge, had Unicorn, drew 5 cards per turn, and they lost that game because I drew 3 of these cards.
It's amazing, dude.
They literally just went like plus a million and then got blown out by the fact that I had 3 of these. Trigate didn't matter, the U didn't matter, the cards, the like hand traps didn't matter. I just was like, cool, win the game.
I've been saying for years that these are 2 of the most broken floodgates to ever exist, and I think you just proved it.
like these cards, the meta just lose to these cards. They can't do what they normally do, they just die. 3 anti-spell.
All mismatching rarities.
Yes. And 1 Imperial Order. All 4 of these got sided out in every single game.
Really?
Every single game.
4K?
Except for this. I kept this in against pure Sky Strikers, but everything else always got sided out because I only dropped 1 game 1. No, I dropped 2 game 1s all day. All my game 1s were just destroy my opponent because no one has main deck outs to floodgates. And going second, all of these cards do absolutely nothing.
Except for Order against Sky Striker.
Order against Sky Striker is okay as long as I can destroy their Link monster. If I can't get their Link monster off the board, this just kills me. Against Trick Strikers, all of these do nothing. Anything that burns you against Trick Strikers, take it out. It's bad. Don't do it. You'll lose. But yeah, that's my trap lineup. I play 42 cards because I don't believe in playing 40 cards.
Fair.
All right. The extra deck. 3 Toads. I call them Treat Toad. I refuse to call them by that name. That name sucks. 3 Treat Toads. The only reason he's so important is because we are in Master Rule 4. If this was not Master Rule 4, this card would it's overall better. Opabinia just extends plays, kills my opponent. The more Paleos I have, the better. Extends plays, kills opponent. This is the card that keeps you alive long enough for this to come out and for this to come out and kill your opponent. These kill, these protect.
Did anybody Reaper your Toad today?
No, 0 Reapers.
So tell them what happens the one time I Reapered your Toad.
Every player that has ever Reapered my Toad has lost within 2 turns of Reapering my Toad. Every single player. Because these cards kill my opponent. You hitting these will only make them angry enough to kill you. It's all that happens.
Moral of the story, don't Reaper his Toad. Just this guy. Just don't Reaper his Toads.
Alright. One Digusto Phoenix. I never had to summon him, but sometimes when you just need that extra 3,000 damage, it's like, punch. Because my objective is to kill my opponent. We don't stall, we don't grind, none of that. They need to die. We do not need to go to time. I don't want none of that time nonsense. They gotta die. That's it for the Egg Seeds. I play 1 Link Spider and 1 Ib. I play the Link Spider just so I can make Ib, or I use the things that I steal off of Toad to make Ib, but usually it's Link Spider used with any frog to make Ib. Because all the Paleozoics are normal monsters, so use a Paleo, make this, then use a frog, make Ib, and Ib plus Starboy is just more damage on the board.
Because Ib is water.
Yes, so just like damage. 2 Starboys, because Starboy plus Toad is exactly 8,000.
Wow.
And I want to kill my opponent from 8,000 to 0. I don't want to give them a chance to actually do something after I destroy their only monster when they're no longer under rivalry goes in. I need to kill them right then and there. So Starboy, Toad, death.
You almost had that play in your feature match, but he had called by the grave to stop running, Toad.
Yeah, if he didn't have Call by the Grave, he loses. I still won that game, but he would have died that turn. I also misplayed. I was supposed to use both of the dupes to make a Toad first, and then make the second Starboy. But I didn't, and that was just my mistake. Wouldn't have changed anything. He still died. Played 1 Deco Talker. Never had to make it, but he's there literally just to punch things that are bigger than me. If you're bigger than me, I gotta punch you. That's it. That's all he's there for. 1 Trispania, because if I do go into time, I need a way to burn my opponent. Like, I need a way to burn my opponent for game, just in case. Because Trick Strikers and Sky Strikers, they always have like something face down. So I need something to just like burn you if I ever go into time. And then we have the 2 big boys of the extra deck, just Borreload and Topologic. I made Topologic once, never made Borreload, because these cards are literally just to deal with things that have 3,000 attack. And that is all they're there for. Nothing else. They're here to just say, alright, you're bigger than me, the rest of my deck can't handle it, these guys show up and kill you. That's it, nothing else. Never make them for anything else. You can cut either one of these for anything you want, but I like having them because sometimes you just need to punch things.
And then side deck?
Side deck, alright. 2 Gamma-Seals. It only came in against Goki. Nothing else actually matters. And maybe Spiral? Yeah, Gokis and Spirals. Nothing else matters. He never came in against Trick Striker, none of that. Goki and Spiral.
There's not really anything to Gambit Seal against them.
Yeah. 3 Call by the Grave. Never put it in once. It's just bad. I don't like it. I'd rather have Impermanence, but I didn't have Impermanence for the event, so I just had to use that. 2 Forbidden Chalice.
So why Forbidden Chalice?
Because I fear Red Reboot with all of my soul. So if they ever Red Reboot me, I just flip a Chalice and still try to disrupt their play in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't need to completely stop you. I just need to stop you enough to not die. And as long as I'm not dead, I can win. Because my deck has a really good way of, like, just coming back from absolute blowouts. If I have any amount of plays, I can make them and I can kill you. 2 Twin Twisters against any rogue deck that tries to play trap cards more than me, or again going second. If I fear Red Reboot, I can just Twin Twister Twin Twister any back row, because that's the only thing I'm ever gonna set, and I can hit Red Reboots, and then I can like play the game. Or against pure Sky Strikers, I can hit multi-roll and I can play the game because I don't want them to ever have multi-roll. And against Trick Strikers, if I in-phase this against when they set their reincarnations, I just hit their back row and I'm just like, cool, no reincarnations. I need to hit all their Call by the Graves. Call by the Grave actually just hurts me. So I'm just like, all your side deck cards get hit with Twin Twister. 1 Raigeki, essentially against Goki and Spiral, and that is it. Nothing else besides Goki and Spiral. Because the plan is to Gameciel and then Raigeki to blow out the board. Like, Gameciel, then Raigeki, board's gone, I can play Yu-Gi-Oh! And as long as I can play, I can win. 3 Mind Crush, because everybody searches everything, and evenly matched would destroy me. No one has resolved an evenly matched against me, but I'm like, that's what it's for. Just stop evenly matched, and get rid of a key combo piece before it can kill me. It usually like buys me a turn or 2 if it resolves. And then 2 Wiretap, because Red Reboot destroys me, and if they Red Reboot from their hand and pay half their life, and I Wiretap, it's just, you paid half your life to put a card back into your deck. You paid half your life to play an MST and my card still resolves. So, like, just gotta blow, just like, this helps keep the blowout cards protected from Red Reboot.
That the whole deck?
Yes, that's the whole deck.
Alright, what were your matchups like the whole weekend?
I played against 2 pure Sky Strikers, destroyed them heavily. They just can't beat my deck. Once they play Hornet Drone and I flip Rivalry or Gozen, they sit there and they play no more of their deck until I'm ready to kill them. And then I played against 2 Gokis in the main event, and I lost to I beat the first Goki that made the U with the Unicorn and Soul Charge because I had 3 Floodgates. They beat me game 2, and then game 3 I just blew them out with more Floodgates because they can't beat my Floodgates unless they have the absolute nuts. And in game 3, he bricked really hard, and I just made Toad and had 3 back row, and he just couldn't win. The second Goki player went first, made the U. I didn't have a Floodgate, so I lost. Game 2, I had Gozen and Rivalry with a Toad on the board, and he was like, yeah, scoop, next game. Went to game 3. He went first. I had the Floodgates, but he had the Trigate, a Twin Twister, and a Red Reboot. Was not meant to win that game. Was it him? Yes, it was him.
It was him?
Oh my God. Absolutely nutty.
It was that guy in red shorts.
Like, absolutely nutty. Oh my God.
He beat you?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was my 1 Goki loss. Like, because it was like, he had all 3, he had all the side deck cards, had the U, everything. Couldn't win.
Warning you now, I'm running out of battery.
Alright, the rest of my matchups were all Trick Strikers, and I lost to one of them in time because he played Mech Knights, and Mech Knights are just bigger than me, so they just punched me, and I can't deal with that when I don't have, I couldn't out-resource them long enough for the guys to just keep punching me. And then all the other Trick Strikers just got destroyed. They played Hornet Drones, I flipped a Floodgate, and then they lost. They stopped playing. Or during standby phase, I flipped Anti-Spell, and they just stopped playing. They just lose to the fact that 10 Floodgates stopped their deck.
25% of the deck stops them from playing.
Incorrect. 25% of my deck stops them from playing.
That's what I just said. 25.
25? Actually, if you count whenever I open with the swap plus a monster,
That's fair.
Because that also stops them from playing. They just can't. Because like if you stop Candina, half their plays do literally nothing. They get all these +1s, but it doesn't matter if Candina gets stopped. They do literally nothing. Especially if you take their Candina so they can't like get it back with reincarnation. It's just like, oh, I lost Candina. My turn's over.
You drew one match, right? You went X2-1?
Yeah, against the Spiral player. That's the other. Yeah, the Spiral Nightmare player. Game 1 took too long. Game 2, he attacked me with Nightmare Mermaid in time.
Legendary.
Sick.
And then in top 64, what did you play?
Top 64, my first round was against Goki, and I won the Dairo. And
pretty good.
They can't beat. And I opened with Rivalry, goes in, Swap Frog.
Wow, you are sick. You are absolutely savage.
They did not play, they just lost the game. So I summoned Swap, set 4, put Swap back in my hand, I said, go. They activated Hornet Drones, I was like, Rivalry goes in, play your game.
And then in top 32, you played another Goki.
Yeah, I played Goki.
It was a really good match. It was on stream. If you missed it, I recommend going to watch it. It was very, very nice.
If I didn't, if I won the Dairo, he loses the game on the spot because every card in my hand would have just stopped his plays completely. Game 2, completely destroyed him. I misplayed, still won. Game 3, if I didn't draw a double wiretap, he does not win that game. Because goes in, blows out his board because he didn't have enough to make the full U. Goes in would just blow out his board, and any other trap card in my deck just stops him from killing me, and then Swap Frog comes down and wins the game.
The most savage thing was when he dragged down your card of demise and you drew into another card of demise.
That was lovely. No, he dragged down, I drew into Rivalry, and then he dragged down again, and I drew into card of demise. So my hand literally just didn't change. It's like, okay, you just milled 2 cards from my deck, got it. And like, man.
Still, man, you made top 32 at NAWCQ, which is amazing. One of us did it. Any shout-outs before the video ends? Because I'm pretty sure I'm running on fumes now.
Yes, shout-out to all the Trick Striker players that I played before I got here. You included,
me.
And Peter. Like, thank you for playing degenerate nonsense. So I knew exactly when to flip Rivalry. So I knew exactly when to see the sadness and the soul leave from my opponent's eyes. And all day, every game, when I normal summon Swap Frog, the light in my opponent's eyes just disappeared. They were like, what? I was at table 71, I normal summoned Swap, and my opponent just stopped what they were doing, put their hand down, and was like, what? How are you here? And then he lost.
Anything else you want to say?
No. Frogs, still powerful, can beat all the meta. All of them.
We still have Toad at 3.
All you gotta do, win the Dairo, win the game, flip a floodgate, game's over.
Alright, man. Thanks for the profile. Congrats on top 32. You earned it, dude.
I'm proud of you, Manny. Proud of you.
Gotta be degenerate.